Good morning. Thursday is for troublemakers. You know, the ones that wear their sunglasses inside. We're talking about Kia and Hyundai making EVs, used car demand slowing, and how Gmail's going to go bye.
Everywhere I go, the people really want to know who I is and who I be. They stop and stare.
I thought you got rid of the music for a second. I thought this new intro was eliminating the bounce. And I was like, get rid of the bounce, bro.
That's the feel, man. You got to
OG bounce.
Oh,
we're bouncing again. Damn.
I hit the wrong button. I hit the record. I'm going to have to splice everything together. This is just the way it is. This is when you're recording for the edit. That's what happens sometimes. You hit the wrong button. It's all good. We're back in. Ben, how are you this morning, man?
I'm amazing, bro.
Thanks for joining us on the pod.
I love coming on here.
I'm a little bit sad. If anybody knows, Ben was posting on his old LinkedIn yesterday about these AR glasses. And I was like, I swear he's going to show up in the sunglasses today.
Bro, I got them.
Get those show everybody the future real quick. This is the future.
This is the future. This is
For
like
those of you
this is Neo going to the Matrix. Or it's more like Agent 11 or whatever that guy's name is.
All right, so give us a little bit of like what it feels like, because you've got AR sunglasses on. What it feels like, what actually happens, like because we can't see it obviously, but what's
trying to see if you could see it. So, all right, about a 201-inch screen is in front of my face right now, and it's got my desktop, and so that is my Samsung has a mode called Dex mode, which basically turns your phone into a desktop. Okay. From there, I can go into Microsoft's remote desktop client, right? And log into this desktop computer and then have all my monitors and my whole thing in front of me. I got a miniature portable keyboard and a mouse. And so, dude, on a flight, we're talking about triple monitors, you know, in economy comfort.
All you got to do is drop your little thing down, and you're in like massive 3-screen.
You're there, dude.
Ready to go.
So hold on. Let me see if
unbelievable.
Do you see the?
Oh, we can see it. Yeah. If you're watching the video, you can start to see it. It's like it's a little granulated for us, like it looks a little green.
That's my green bass desktop. Like it's a picture. That's an AI generated leaf for a bat. Obviously.
Naturally, an AI generated leaf on AR goggles. That we wouldn't have it any other way. Well, we got to get into it. Hey, just so you know, we just came off of Paul and myself were at the Reuters Automotive Retail event in Las Vegas, and we recorded over 20 podcasts with industry leaders, and we've already launched the first 2. Paige Goodwin of Group 1 Automotive and Mike Darrow of TrueCar are live now. If you just search Amplify Podcast, you can find it. You can find it on our website or on podcast platforms, wherever you want to find it, Apple, Spotify, the whole 9 yards. And these are just 10-minute quick bites ready to go. Also, Ben, we're premiering the More Than Cars show next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Cannot wait.
I'm telling you what, we've shown it. We've shown clips to a few people. We showed some clips out in Vegas. Everybody who's seen it is like, more people need to see this. So if you know someone that has 25 minutes in their day, make sure they come out, watch it online, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can find it at morethancars.tv. That's morethancars.tv. You can find everything about it. But we got to get into some news.
Yes.
And what other type of news will we talk about than EVs? Because it's just everywhere. All right. The Inflation Reduction Act. What's that?
So the invasion, man. It's just
it's a straight up invasion. Actually, oh man, I wish we were the very first keynote at the Automotive retail event, the Reuters event, was by Neo, and they talked about their showrooms, which are just mind boggling. So I don't have anything.
I wish that event was recorded somehow too, because dude, you had some really cool guests and moderating and whatever, but yes,
it was a stellar, like,
you know how long I'm gonna freaking talk for, so
it's unbelievable. The Inflation Reduction Act is providing the impetus for Kia and Hyundai to invest over $1 billion in production in Mexico. Recently, the governor of Nuevo Leon, Mexico, Samuel Garcia, revealed Kia's plans on his Twitter, initially saying Kia once again bets on Nuevo Leon with $1 billion investment to expand its plant and produce 2 Kia car models, later editing out the $1 billion. So I don't, there's like Electric reported on this. There's some just Twitter news. It's kind of a little Elon Musk-esque out there by them. But basically what's happened is because of Hyundai Motor Group's manufacturing overseas primarily, the majority of their EV models have now taken a hit and will not be eligible for the $7,500 tax credit. So investment in Mexico, as well as plans in Georgia, are making it possible to regain access to American consumers too.
Bro, but like classically, this is such a funny thing, is that we're like, hey, let's give a bunch of tax dollars away, or give it back to people, right? So we can create this factory not in America. I'm just like, just throwing it out there as like a sort of gripe. Big fan. I'm gonna get
North America,
Yeah, support. Like, I'm not anti, but it would have been cool if those plants were in America. Part two is, dude, the EV9, the concept, at least that I saw,
yes,
like Telluride size, but all electric. That could be the contender that switches. I'm looking for a replacement for my Model S. I need something with more space, and so that's in the front running probably.
Well, and right now, Hyundai Motor Group I don't know if you know this, but globally they're now the third largest automaker, and so they want to have that crown on the EV side as well. So that's going to take like multiple models for them to be able to accomplish this. And
Hyundai's an insane company. They're like the number one or number two in steel too.
Is it?
Just like
is it really
production? They like crush the world in steel. Yeah, they've got so many. They own like a baseball team. They own so many different little things. They're just
and you think about it, they have like a consumer brand in Kia. They have a mid-market brand in Hyundai, and then a luxury brand in Genesis. And then they are leading the way and like kind of the silent killer on the EV in the EV race. You hear about Audi, moving kind of closest there, but they have a slim model lineup. And then Ford and GM are all over the news, but Hyundai's just kind of quietly just creeping up and just growing. And the cars are gorgeous. Really,
they're sick.
Like
I think it's like the reverse. Like you watch Sony and Samsung kind of trying to get into auto.
Yep.
The Japanese companies started with TV. Now they're going, it's like this sort of like reverse thing where it's like Hyundai starts with cars, but then like dominates all these other industries. That's what I think is going to be really interesting from like a lifetime value standpoint. Is get into the car, but like think about a Tesla. You also buy maybe the solar panels. You also buy, like the charger. You buy the battery thing that goes. It starts to become like a whole, like in your home invasion.
Yep.
That's why I keep on using that word invasion. And I feel like EVs is going to give a lot of these companies avenues to not just focus on cars, but all these other adjacent places that they can get in front of the consumer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we were just talking about when we were out in Vegas that Tesla is not really a car company anymore.
Yeah.
Right. No. Like Elon said over last week, he said the robotics company which is a Tesla company, stands to be in the next 10 years their highest volume producer and attributed to the most revenue.
Oh, 100%,
out of it.
Dude.
Speaking of revenue, Ben.
Hold up. Hold up. I know.
Oh no. What did you have? What did you have?
Here's what my prediction, quick prediction. I believe that fast forward a couple of years, all these companies that are not focused on the adjacent stuff, like robotics, are going to become customers of Tesla. And you're going to see like an Elon Musk produced Tesla robot in a Ford factory, as an example.
Oh, that absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we can go.
Yeah, or batteries or anything like that.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're gonna keep moving. The used car demand. So we're flipping from EVs to used cars. Demand remains strong despite caution from retailers on a waning shopper presence in the market. It's interesting because what we're looking at is that there are significant drops across multiple analytics platforms showing a waning like a softening shopper matrix out there. But many groups are still stating extremely high demand and higher close ratios from interested shoppers. Actually, Morgan Auto Group, a 60-store group in Florida, noted that same-store used volume was up in January and February. Cox Automotive's Manheim Used Vehicle Value Index said a measurement, which is a measurement of used vehicle prices, recorded 4 consecutive months of increases in pricing from December to March. So even though we're seeing shopper interest waning, we're still seeing high demand and increases in used and wholesale prices on used cars. So kind of a really interesting market in this like softening shopper, but still extremely high demand and high volume, where we're actually still seeing higher volume overall in used car sales than we did in 2022.
My take is like, also we're comparing weird years,
right?
Like as long as we're doing year over year comparisons, like how much did you Instacart last year? A lot. How much are you doing it this year? Not as much.
Right.
Like how much did you avoid people last year? A lot. How about this year? I would love to see more people physically. That'd be great.
I know.
Get me off of Zoom.
No, it's a totally like I was actually talking to a couple dealers that were going, yo, year over year, we just can't track. Like we're down in used cars, we're up in whatever it may be. And I was like, you just got to throw out year over year. It's all about 6-month trend data, like what is happening. And then really actually looking, Jason Rice of Lot Pop really talks about this like 2-week trend data because the market is moving that quick.
Yep. Yeah. Good plug for all things used cars. Come to that tomorrow.
You go. Come to that tomorrow morning for sure. Cox Automotive also saw that the CPO sales volume in April was down, but year over year stats, because of a strong Q1 in CPO sales, it was still up. So CPO sales did take it on the chin compared to March, but the pace was still healthier than either January or February, said Chris Fry, Senior Manager of Economic and Industry Insights at Cox Automotive. So here's my thing. It's like nobody knows which way is up, and that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
find the ground. We got to find the ground.
Just find the ground. Just find the ground. Well, Google is searching to find the ground a little bit because their data is skyrocketing. Right now, they are looking to crack down on storage as they remove old accounts from Gmail as early as December of this year. Basically, the news comes a couple years after they removed unlimited storage for Google Photos. And what they're going to be doing is any accounts that have gone inactive for a period of 24 months, they're just going to start deleting altogether. You won't have access to them again, which a couple interesting things there. Apparently, there's just a ton of created accounts that never got any login, never got any access. And then there's also a lot of kind of like false accounts where people use them as like ghost emails to forward to other inboxes, which is the biggest concern for a lot of users and kind of the backlash on the web that's happening for like what Google said is like, oh my goodness, all these accounts. And how many people have the spam accounts that they're like, it's a Google account, but it just goes there and they never look at it because that's their spam account.
Here's hot take on this. Wouldn't you think, I'm so surprised because doesn't that feel like there's still some really good data in there? Like if
I would
Google's
think so.
Literally saying like, you know what? It's not even worth holding on to and knowing more about that consumer. Like imagine if there was an account with which there is with every single service that I kind of wanted to try or was thinking about like a 30-day trial or what, like that's where I send all of that, right? I've got my main email and then I've got the like, you need an email address for me to try out your stupid product. Okay, fine. Here you go. I've got that email, right?
Right. Yeah.
But Google's got all that. And they're going to delete it. Like that seems crazy to me. I would imagine in their heads, there's actually a reason to keep that and know more about, the consumer, but what do I know?
Yeah, you would think so. I mean, and just knowing like, because all of those emails have backup email addresses, right? For recovery or anything like that. So it's like, what's the user tied to and what are they doing? Why are they acting that way? How can we create efficiencies for these users? They did say that over the next coming months, they'll be sending multiple notifications into these email addresses and to the recovery email just to make sure people log in. And basically, all you got to do is log in once. So if you got one of those old emails, you want to keep it around, head over there, log in once, you'll be good to go. Not a problem. But still interesting when data is king, getting rid of that much data out there in the world. Hey, to each his own.
It's Google. We're not at Google.
Well, hey, look, that's all the time we got today. We had a little fun, talked a little EVs, talked a little used cars, and then Googled email deletion. But today, it's all about people. There's still business to do, so get after it.
Hit that 15-minute mark. Let's go.